Alright folks, and welcome back to the channel. It's time to look ahead to tomorrow's game as Celtic return to Celtic Park to face Livingston in the league. You can tell my fucking voice is downbeat. so but I actually did finally change the intro after about 2 years of having the same Kyogo goal being played over and over again. So anyway, Alistair.
The memories.
What?
Yeah, the memories.
Aye.
The scores.
Aye, Alistair. Obviously up against Livingston tomorrow. I've the feeling about around the club at the moment is, I'm going to be honest with you, I can't I just cannot be bothered. Can't be bothered. Got the game, if I'm being honest. I will go, but it's just. It's radio silence. That's what I was saying. You're talking about what's the plan and everything else, and
it's really winding me up.
There's nothing to talk about. And because somebody asked me about this and was talking about it, and so I think it was a Rangers supporter, and he was like, "This been what the feeling's been like. How all of a sudden can you go for all right to sack the board?" I says, "No, this thing you don't look at Celtic. This feeling's been here all summer. Wednesday just added fire to it, man, and then it just exploded, and that's the thing. Fans have had enough now."
And to be fair, we've said it as a podcast that we were one bad result for the shit hitting the fan, and by God, has it hurt the fans since Wednesday night.
Aye, no, it has, and I've made it clear, and I said in the post-match reaction, none of my thoughts have changed for that reaction. Obviously, it was quite soon after the game, so it was quite anger fueled. But my thoughts haven't changed. This board are not fit for purpose in terms of they don't know how to run a football club properly and modern. They don't know how to run. We're in the 21st century, and they don't want people with any fresh ideas. And it's not just the playing field anymore, Alistair, and the squad and whatever. The squad's bad enough. We're falling behind and everything else, and that's the problem. But the problem is as well, and I'll make no apologies for saying that, you still get people who think it's acceptable. You still people come out with the same old rubbish, or well, we've been dominant and everybody's moaning for and all that because you want meta. You want more. What's the point in staying still as a football club? What's the point of sport, and what's the point of being a football club? You want more. So if you conquer Scotland and you domestically, you move on to Europe.
Yep.
And I'm not asking Celtic to run the club into the ground, because that's another thing. Or we don't want to end up like Rangers. I'm not asking Celtic to run the club into the ground. I'm asking Celtic to give the manager the tools to make sure that Champions League playoff Wednesday night was out of distance and I think a few wingers would have done that. I think, if you had somebody who'd been in the building and had been scoring goals or whatever, or getting minutes, a striker who just, and I think a striker as well, who just doesn't stand there and do nothing. Because I'm sorry, that's what I hate saying this, but that's what Adamida does. Nothing. So that's the problem, and the fans have had enough.
Fans are the breaking point, mate.
And what I would say to people who are still trying to maybe defend the board, you're perfectly entitled to your opinion, of course you are. But I don't agree with it. I think it's mental, to be honest with you, man. But obviously people are entitled to their opinion and how they want to support the club or whatever else. But I'm sitting tired fed up of it, man. Honestly, the regression we were talking about before we started recording about where we were in under Martin O'Neill, and taking Bayern wasting time, getting results against Lyon and stuff like that, and now we're drawing against
beating one in a knockout tie, Josh.
Exactly.
Knockout tie. perish the thought. I ain't gonna win my 70th every time we won a knockout tie, to be honest with you.
Aye,
What
because
is
somebody said to me as well, and I was and we were talking, and I was saying about a man talking. He was like, yeah, you get well, it's not just all the board's fault. It's the manager needs to take the blame. I says, no, but we've been here before though. Doesn't matter what manager you put in place, we're still dealing with the same
there's a
board.
glass ceiling.
Now, was Brendan Rodgers immune for criticism on Wednesday night? Of course not. And we'll go on to the manager and we'll go on to things like that in a minute. But and I don't want to just kind of rehash post match reaction because we kind of went over all this. But I used the analogy. It's like having a bad smell in your house, and you just keep changing the curtains. Some
Yeah,
point you're going to deep clean that house because it's got to just keep lingering like a
it's like
fucking bad
it's
smell.
it's like when you hear curry and you spill it on the carpet, you kind of get. It's like when I'm going to use a still game line. We all like still game. It's when a dog pisses your carpet, you rub its nose in it and you kind of get rid of the smell.
Aye,
It's it's absolutely shocking. But
no, it is.
I'm
Um, but it's. I'm not even surprised, as I said in the post match reaction. Um, Alistair, obviously, we go to the press conference today from Brendan Rodgers. No new signings to announce or anything.
answering my
Obviously,
feet.
we'll go into the news about Alistair Johnston as well, who's going to be facing a lengthy hanging on the sidelines. So it's 12 weeks, so you're looking at 3 or 4 months before it.
Early November. Early.
Um, but yeah, again, Brendan Rodgers, and that's what I was thinking. This is another thing that really peed me off since the game on Wednesday. Why is Brendan Rodgers having to answer all these questions?
Yeah.
Is that not the job of your chief executive to come out and say, right, the plan is X, Y, and Z, right, stop asking the manager 101 questions. At the end of the day, that's Michael Nicholson's job. So what else is he doing? What else is he doing? Is this chief executive, whatever his role is? But
Wearing the
surely he
club
should,
tie and a suit, that's all
aye,
I see him doing.
surely he should be going and got at right, blah blah. It might be bollocks, probably will be absolute bollocks, but he should be going blah blah blah. We're doing this, we're doing that. Probably all lies, but at least he would have showed the effort to come out. It's nonsense, honestly, and I'm at the point where it's just going to get even more toxic. But the one key thing, Alistair, and I've said this, we can't. It shouldn't just be, oh well, say we get a result next week and we beat Rangers, which I think is highly unlikely, by the way, if you want my opinion on that. If we, it can't be, oh well, no criticise the board again, because that's what it is all the time. And I'm not saying people need, even if we win, we need to be all doom and gloom about it. But you still need to have that thing when you're bored. I was listening to Russell Boyce, and he was saying, he was like, this is a problem. He says it can't just be. He said, I think he was saying, I told you back in 2022 to keep eyeing this board.
Musical chairs.
And it's all about consistency. It's no, we can't just moan about the board, and that's always what happens. And I get that, football fans are fickle and whatever else, but it can't just, it can't just be, oh well, we win the next week, and then we win the derby, and oh well, we don't need to talk about the board again.
Okay,
If you really want change at Celtic Football Club, you
this
can't
needs
just
to be the straw that breaks the camel's back. I'm going to have a rant myself, so can we give me a couple of minutes before we move on to the
aye.
Monday game? I'm see this nonsense you get for all the SPFL clubs fans. Oh, you are entitled. You're this, you're that, and the other. Quite frankly, fuck off. Because unless you're a Celtic fan, you won't get it. Of course, we're going to have bigger ambitions than Dundee United and Livingston and Falkirk, but I'm fed up of getting this 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 bust hardware fans, or you are entitled to this, that, and the other. Just because you've no ambition for your club doesn't mean to say that we shouldn't. And that's
Aye.
what I'm fed up with it.
I'll flip you a point on that because I was actually looking at it, and this just shows how dire that result all night was. We're on for probably the worst. If we can't turn this around Wednesday night, and I know we'll go on to obviously 'cause we'll go again in between. We can't turn this around on Wednesday night. Out of all the Scottish clubs, we have picked up the worst result in my opinion
You know,
because
I've already went on record as saying, and this was before the start of the league, I said, if we can't beat this team over 2 legs, then quite frankly, it's the worst result in Celtic's European history.
because you look at it, Hibs went away, knocked Partizan. I know Hibs will probably get put out in the playoffs at the Conference League, but they went away. They've knocked out Partizan Belgrade. Dundee
Yep.
United took Rapid Vienna, a Conference League quarter-finalist, to penalties. Rangers get beat 3-1 off Club Brugge. But I think that's even, I know it's comparing shite with shite, but it's probably a better result than what we got all night. I get we're not out the tie. I completely understand that. But in terms of stature, Club Brugge are around the 16 Champions League side. There's a difference.
Yep.
And that's what I'm going to address as well. See, I don't want to come on here and be negative, right? But see if people can give me something to be positive about, fire away. Because I'm at this point now, at this moment in time with Celtic, there is no the positivity is not there, and you can't expect fans to be positive. I've listened to a lot of podcasts over the last few days, and they're the exact same. I've not seen a podcast fucking jumping for joy.
But, and I'll be honest, I can't speak for them. I can only speak for me, but I honestly, in my 30 odd years supporting the club, I can't remember a more flat dullness and just a utter shit show going on behind the scenes. And before people say the 90s, but that was to be expected.
The fact that I've seen some of the 90s comments. The 90s was nearly 35 years ago. We need to move on as a club, man.
No, I'm just saying.
I know exactly, but that's what I'm just saying it because I've seen some of the comments. The 90s. I'm sorry, that's nearly 40 years ago. Come on, man.
It's the worst I've felt in about 20 odd years.
See if you say that. Oh, you were about in the 90s. That's just another way for sitting up to the board, in my opinion.
That's a Celtic da material. And I hate that expression, Celtic da, but it stands.
Because the reason it's so flat is because, and partly it's because, Brett, we seen last season what we could do, and I'm pretty sure we could go back and watch that post-match reaction because it's still up on the channel from Munich that night when I sat and probably said a few additions to this squad, we could be really good here, and we could be consistent. What have I all constantly banged on about? Consistent European club, consistent. This is not acting like a consistent European club. Our last 2 European results have been a draw against Bayern Munich and getting put out narrowly in aggregate, and then drawing with the Kazakhstani champions at home. How can you go through drawing against Bayern Munich in their own backyard to drawing with a Kazakhstani team at home?
I know.
How? But that just shows when you Nicholas Kuhn was a massive player for us.
I'll tell you how, Josh. I'll tell you how you go, because you don't treat European football with respect.
Aye, and I'll tell you as well, Alistair, because, and I said this at the time, and by the way, this is another thing I want to get the way. I don't want to sit here and say, I was right, you're wrong, ha ha. I would love to be proven wrong. Love to be proven wrong, but I won't. Because I told everybody weeks ago, this is what they do. So, seeing everybody was going at to Nicholas Kuhn, bastard, get him out. Snake, did he do anything for 4 months? I
I
was
don't
like,
know if you've noticed, Josh, there's an element of our supporters that have started it with Maeda.
because the guy's burnt out.
Yeah.
Brendan Rodgers even admitted in the press conference today, I didn't want to play. I didn't want to envisage playing Maeda as much, but he's had to because AO we've got nobody else, and that's the thing. And I said this when Nicholas Kuhn left the club. I says, be careful what you wish for, and people like who I speak to wish them at the door. Was Nicholas Kuhn brilliant towards the end? No, but it was better than what we had.
Yeah.
And who have we got now? Nothing. Now, I don't know if you know, Alistair, and this is another thing I thought about. I actually came prepared with a lot of points today, actually, because I've had a lot of spare time to.
I thought you were going to say spare pack there.
A lot of spare time to watch Celtic podcasts and picking up what they've been kind of talking about. See when clubs come out with it. So see when Celtic come out with the rubbish, or we're trying to clubs are trying to keep their best players until they know the European campaigns. Why don't we? So say we go to, I don't know, somebody we're in. Say we Antwerp were in, or Antwerp were in European. So say we go to Ballacquisha and they go, we're keeping them for European. I don't think it was a European thing, but anyway, go on, mate. So then they go back to us, right? So Celtic, do you keep your players?
No,
we just sell them at the first opportunity.
Yeah,
and it goes with the same. It goes with the same when we're trying to buy players and we're lowballing them. You know, we sold Mattarelli for 30 million because we got the best price for our player. That's the same as any other club.
Yeah,
and that's the problem. That's why it's so outdated, and that is why the issue's there. How outdated this club is in terms of modernising it. No director of football, no clear scouting idea.
There's a rumour going about the board, and I'm going to say this, that they went to the Premier Jurassic World Dominion and saw themselves, because that's a
That's a good one.
That is, to be fair.
That's good. That's decent.
And apparently, Michael Nicholson was the baby dinosaur. Peter was looking down on him.
No, I know. But it's ridiculous. It's just absolutely ridiculous. And but they'll just sit there and we don't act like a proper football club, and that is the problem. We don't act like somebody, like you're proper, and I'm not even talking about got to spend. It's not even about the money. It's about the whole operations as a club, and that's the problem. And that will continue to be the problem until there's change at the club. Because as you say, it's dinosaur.
Yep.
That's the problem.
I'm claiming that. So if the GB's get that, the more you're getting copyright. By the way, but no, I'm not even confident about the Moira, Josh. That's how much have drained me.
I'm not looking forward to it tomorrow.
No, it's a chore. It's like reliving COVID.
I maybe could look at that COVID season mark too, if I'm being honest with you.
It's got that feel about it.
Just the way everything's going at the moment. I don't know what it's.
God forbid Kieran Tierney gets doing the more after 20 minutes.
Well, right back's been done.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point.
But I don't know. I think it's obviously. I'm not really surprised about it either. If I'm being perfectly honest with you, Alistair, obviously going to tomorrow. We will actually speak about tomorrow, because
I
obviously
can't
it's a
wait to
game.
get to the predictions.
What you looking to see them on, and that's why I'm at. You might be able to tell my boys I'm actually struggling to actually find motivation at the moment because you've got no new signings. You know what's going on, and it's just I don't know. And then that game on Wednesday night that just it's put a complete dampener. But are you looking for anything? Are you just looking for the 3 points and
Well,
get out?
see, to be honest with you, Josh, looking for the 3 points, obviously. And can I be honest, where I'm at, just won the 3 points, and then I think Tuesday afternoon is massive for the club.
It's massive because as I said, and I believe it. And about a lot of things I want to address. To be honest, see this whole. You've probably heard it being branded about. See this whole Europa. Oh, have in the Europa League. What
Excuse me.
Just because Rangers are decent in it.
Yeah, but there, but listen, I'm telling you right now, we wouldn't be, we wouldn't be even Conference League level at the moment.
Alistair, we couldn't beat a team that was fucking out the back arse of nowhere.
And I know, but my point, that's my point.
Ah,
So
exactly. That is your point. I'm backing it up.
what makes you, what makes you, what makes you think we could do something in the Champions League now? You'll hear the likes of Athletic Club in there, you'll hear Villa in there,
Fellas
you'll
in there
hear,
with a manager that knows how to fucking win the competition.
yeah, you'll have a Notts Forest, you'll have, you'll have Italian teams, um, German teams. What makes you think we are not? We need. I'm sorry to say this. All Celtic want at boardroom level is the money. They're not interested in playing out with out with the Europa League or even the Champions League. I was watching a podcast and somebody said the club actually said at meetings 3, 4 years ago, we budget for getting into the Champions League 2 to 5 years. That's not good enough.
Michael Nicholson, and I don't I might be mistaken on this quote, but I remember Michael Nicholson saying when Brendan Rodgers first appointed,
We
we
want
wanted to
world class at everything.
world class at everything. We want to see Celtic in a European final in 5 years. I'm pretty sure I heard that during his press conference,
Yeah, he did.
and I believe it because they talk utter shite. They do honestly.
Smoke
Um,
matters. Smoke matters.
then yesterday evening, Alistair, we get the news. So predictable. Or like send rumours out to make sure we're doing look we're doing something.
Look, we're busy.
Um, so Sky Sports comes out and says yesterday Celtic are in the market. Give me 2 minutes and I'll get it up. Celtic in the market for two wingers, a striker, and a left back. In the market. I
We've
agree.
been in the market all summer, but we've not got players in.
I'm in the market for a Bugatti, but I'm not going to find one off Facebook Marketplace, am
I thought you meant you were in the market for a Miss World. You're not getting
I?
one of
Aye,
these
so,
either.
you're in the market. I'm in the market. We're all in the market for a lot of things. Doesn't mean we'll get them.
Mm.
So, and then we get the link as well, Asked about the whole Michel Ange Baracusha thing, which just can.
Well, off camera, Josh. I've told you what's going to happen with Balaclava. Balaclava is going to be a a a, a shiny signing when the playoff either goes tits up or or um or we get
Well,
somehow
you've said you'll rule them out maybe Tuesday night, Wednesday morning.
yeah.
Look at this. We've been doing this even though we've been linked with him since January, by the way.
18
January.
months ago.
Aye.
18 months we've been linked with him.
Um,
The Vistgard Mark too, if you want my
aye.
honest opinion.
In terms of tomorrow's game, Alistair, Livingston, obviously a newly promoted team. Going to
Josh's
play this.
dad manages
Aye.
the Livingston. That's for Josh's dad if he's listening to the podcast. Which I'm really older.
But Livingston are going to set up the same way that Kairat Almaty set up.
Yep.
And you say what you want about David Martindale and say what in terms of his managerial ability. That guy can grind out a result.
Well, it's happened. It's happened before.
Aye. And I'm just, the fact I'm even worried about Livingston at all.
Shouldn't
Honestly.
be, but
But I could just see them at one of these flat Saturday games. Even if we went in the game, see if we maybe got 3 or 4-0 during the week, people with that, tails up, my fans buzzing, but now we're getting the opposite in terms of you're thinking, could Livingston sneak a result? So that's why I was saying earlier just about getting the 3 points, and that's what you said, obviously.
Can I ask you a question, Josh? And I want to get this out of there. Now, I think I know you well enough, so I know what you're going to say. So, if we won 3 or 4-0 on Wednesday night, and Balakwisa would be making his debut tomorrow. No doubt in my mind.
Do you think so?
Yep, totally.
I don't know. I wouldn't surprise me, Alistair. I still think the Barracuda, I think they've obviously
all happen.
But I've made this clear, and I will make this clear, and people might not like what I'm going to say. If we do win next week, and if we do, as I said, somehow beat Rangers and next Sunday, because I'm not confident, as you can probably tell.
You're not confident about Liviv?
Exactly. I'm not going to be sitting here and going, I know everything's all right. And that's the thing. You can support Celtic as a football team, but you don't need to support a board.
I've never supported a board.
Aye. And that's what I'm trying. I think you need, if you do want change at Celtic Football Club, you need to be consistent on what you want in terms of this football club. Alistair, in terms of the team, obviously you spoke about earlier on about the injuries to Trusty and Adamida. Johnston is obviously going to be out for 12 weeks, reportedly. So, what would you do with team selection?
Right. I'm not going to pick what Rogers would pick. I'm going to pick what I would pick. Right. Just to make it interesting. I would go Sinazal and goal. Kobe Donovan at right back, because I've always liked the kid. I would go Simpson Pusey at one centre half, and I would go. I'm going to Scotty, Dane Money. And I want to pick. I'm going to have to pick Kieran Tierney. And I would go Luke McGowan, Paulo Bernardo, and Rio Hatati. And I would go Niquin in the right, Dyson through the middle, and Yang in the left. Basically, because I've
man, Jesus fucking hell.
I've no other choice.
For me, I'm just going to go what I think Rogers is going to pick. I actually agree with a lot of your picks you would pick, but obviously we're not the managers, so I'm just going to go what Rogers is going to probably pick. I think he'll still go with Schmeichel, even though I think we should be better than Sinazal. Ralston will probably play at right back, to be honest. Rodgers has spoke about the whole right back position, saying he's going to look internally first. So I don't know if
Well,
that.
that just means that Kobe Donovan will be the right back.
No.
That's basically what that means. So.
Centre halves. I don't. He seems to love skills, so he's probably been there. And then I think he will maybe give Dane Murray a chance along with Scales.
What does that say about the Man City boy then?
I think it may be something that's sent in the road. To be honest, I'm going to be honest with you. I know somebody. I think I was watching some blog or something, and he was warming up on the touchline. And he just looked half-arsed.
Is that the stopping at the north stand kind of
He was just about. He looked a bit half-arsed. To be honest, it just looked like
laughing and joking?
He just could all be bored. I don't know, but I don't know. If he doesn't play the Mora, as you're saying there, what is the point? So he probably will end up playing the Mora, but if you were to ask me right now, I think Dane Murray's deserved a chance.
Yep.
If you're talking about rotating the squad, I'd say Dane Murray's ahead of Simpson Pusey because he's played games.
Yep.
So, and I think
it makes you wonder what was the point in the one then. If he didn't start.
Left back, unless he does play Liam Scales at left back and then plays, I think that's thinking about it too much, man. You still need to go out there and get 3 points because we've got obviously the derby the following week.
Yeah, well, I won the Mona, and that is probably as positive I'm going to sound. I won the Mona means that you're going to be guaranteed to be above your rivals, regardless of the
Derby result.
To the international break at least. Which is positive. Anyway.
My team, this is my confirmed team. Ralston, Scales, I think he will play Simpson Pusey. Kieran Tierney will play because there's nobody else, which is giving me the fear considering his injury record. Midfield, Callum McGregor I think will play. Bernardo might get a run out, and Luke McKeown might get a run out, and then I think he might play Negri on the right hand side because James Forrest was terrible, and it's not even anything bad against James Forrest because it's not his fault.
You can't play James Forrest.
It's not his fault. He's been put in a situation. He's doing the best he can. So I think Negrin could play on the right hand side. Dyson needs to get through the middle at all costs because I've got nobody else. Johnny Kenny's not, unless he does try. Or I think if Yamada does not play tomorrow, there's another one for me.
Yeah,
because he's already come out and said that Johnny Kenny probably didn't take his chance. Callum Osmond's nowhere to be seen. Eda's injured. So surely that must mean.
Well, I'll give you an exclusive, Josh. I was told that by the end of the window, Callum Osmond will be going to Falkirk.
So there you go. So that's leaving you with Adam Ida, who's injured, obviously. Shin Yamada and Johnny Kenny. Johnny Kenny didn't take his opportunity against Falkirk. So I'd maybe give Yamada a chance and see what he's got because you're going to have to.
Well, here's a thought. Why not play Yamada in the left and Dyson through the middle?
Can he play it in the left?
If he's meant to be quicker than Dyson. That's what
I think I'd play Yamada and Dyson. That's what I say. I don't know what positions. I'd probably play Yamada up front, play Dyson at the left. That'd probably be my team. But to finish off, Alistair, as we always do, with score predictions. I mean, this could be anything, man. I don't know what we're going to get. I went first, so you can go first this time.
A snottery 1-0.
Jesus. 2-0. Don't know who'll score, but I think we'll
don't care.
At least get it 2-0.
Don't care at that point.
Just get the 3 points, and obviously need to try and go to Tuesday and try and go there and get a result, as we know. But it's been a bit of a depressing podcast, I'm not going to lie. But as I said, if anybody's got any positive they want me to cover or want us to cover, feel free to tell me, because I don't know, because I'm not really seeing much positivity about Celtic at the moment. You're getting your manager kind of out moaning about stuff. The board are just not doing their usual. Fans are pissed off. Players were no great on Wednesday night. I don't know what else there is to be positive about, but
And if rumours are to be believed, I gave you one. I'll leave you with this. If rumours are to be believed, the one I hear comparison have been made between Larry Hagman and Dermot Desmond. They play JRU with that moustache he has. So maybe I'll waive it and spend some money. I don't know.
that's wishful
But
thinking anyway.
we can hope.
I know. But anyway, we'll wrap it up there for this the match preview, and as usual, we're back probably at some point for post-match reaction following the game. Hopefully, talking about another 3 points for Celtic in the league, and being a bit more positive, hopefully. But until then, we'll speak to you later.
The bank on it.
Aye,
Hail, hail.
but we'll speak to you later, and hail, hail.
Hail, hail.